Welcome back to the Youth and Politics podcast. My name is Cody, and today I'm with Councillor.
My name is Shazna Muzammil. I am a Conservative councillor and the group leader for the Conservative councillors on Milton Keynes City Council.
Thank you for coming on. How's your day been so far?
Busy, as you can see, I haven't had a chance to pull my hair, so do forgive the big hair moment. It's
Mm.
also hot.
Yes, very hot.
Yes,
Yes.
don't
Um,
do us any favors.
no, especially no aircon. Um, how do you think your political journey started, and like why did you get involved in politics?
So I grew up in a very political family. So it's my father was involved, my mom was involved, and I think politics played a huge role in my life from the time I was growing up. I grew up in Sri Lanka in the middle of a civil war. It was an ethnic minority civil war, and if we wanted change, then we had to take part in that process, uh, and then change would happen. So that's what we grew up thinking. My dad campaigned. He stood for elections as well. So all I knew was how important it was, even as a young person,
Mm.
to be able to take part in that democratic process. So when I turned 18, I was able to vote, and I think I voted for the first time in a local council election. I was so excited, taking my, we had to take IDs to the polling booth and this was, as you can see, I'm ancient, so this was many, 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 many moons ago when I first voted. And it was it was, it was different, it was a good experience, but I know that I was waiting
Mm.
to get out there and start voting.
Yeah, I think that's like, especially like compared to like other journeys, that's so inspiring, especially to young people. I feel like it's so like crazy that like, but also I do like it because many young people that have been on this podcast have said that like if basically what you said, if you want to change something, then you've got to do it from the inside, and that's what I love about your story is like if you want to get something done, get it done.
Yeah, so when I was here in Milton Keynes, that was one of the things I tried to do. So I used to volunteer a lot. I used to volunteer as an appropriate adult in custody, and that is supporting young people who are arrested and brought to custody. And I would sit with them throughout this process. And I was a volunteer with the Young Offenders team. That's part of the Milton Keynes City Council. So we would have to write up a long report and then submit that to the team, and then the team's supposed to get the help needed for that young person. But I remember there have been times where, we don't get anything, any feedback about how the young person is doing. But I remember going into custody once and seeing the same young person there. So I realized that as a council, we have a duty of care to these young people. We have to see how we can support them. Why is this young person coming back? So these are some of the questions that were in my head, and I thought, you know what? I can't get the help from
Mm.
being on the inside. So I'm going to stand as a counselor and then get involved and try and help change policies and processes from within the council. So I stood to be a councillor in Milton Keynes.
That's great, and clearly you won.
Well, second time, right? Yeah.
Yes. So also now going on to that, obviously you're in the council. How has that journey been for you?
It's brilliant. So I have a firstly very supportive family. My husband is very much aware of my political background from when I grew up. I was really
Mm.
heavily involved in it, but when I came here, I tried to avoid it as much as I can. But then I couldn't stay away from it. I felt like I had to give back. I had, if I have the capacity to help, then I must step up and help.
Mm.
So that's why I started volunteering, and then of course that then brought me to being an elected candidate, elected councillor. And it's been a fabulous journey because it's very different how things happen here in the UK compared to where I'm originally from in Sri Lanka. Um, so it was a learning process as well with how, being a candidate was different.
Mm.
The process of applying for a candidate is different. I come from Sri Lanka where you have a PR system, but in the UK, it's
Yeah.
first past the post, so it's
Yeah.
a completely different way of doing things. And of course, I had a fantastic team. I had a local association that was very supportive. I had counselors who I could lean on, who would mentor.
Mm.
When I first stood, it was during COVID as well. So we were told
Oh,
we can't knock on doors or talk to residents. Um, so how do you campaign when you can't really?
that must be very difficult.
Yes, it was. And it was also very interesting and a fabulous journey. In 2 years after I've been a counselor, then my group elected me to be the group leader. So that's been a fabulous journey in itself.
Mm.
Sitting, being a backbench counselor, and you learn so much.
Yeah.
But then when you're thrown right to the
Mm.
front, and then you have to lead your group, that's been an eye-opening, learning experience for me. I love to learn and grow, and I think it's been fantastic. As also, we've got some very senior counselors with us who we can always lean on to. They've seen a lot of things. We've got Councillor Hopkins, who's been there for 34 years this year. And then we've got Councillor Keith McLean, and then, of course, my deputy, who's Councillor Geary. So and then we've got Councillor Vicky Hopkins. So they've got more experience between them
Yeah.
than the other councillors all put together.
Mm.
So it's great to be able to bounce off them. So that support is there. And of course, you have to have that strong family support as well, because this takes you out of your house. Meetings are in the evening. So yeah, you need to
Yeah.
have a nice balanced, you need to have a nice
Yeah.
lot of support, and then also you also have to be able to lean on each other within the group in your association as well.
No, that's perfect. And then obviously moving on to the big thing at the moment for all young people is obviously votes for 16. What is your opinions on votes for 16?
I think it is brilliant that young people are engaging in politics, and I think that's a huge must. You have to understand that because you're the future. Um, and I am a big time supporter of young people learning about politics, about democracy, about your rights from a very young age. Um, but I also can see the current struggles that young
Mm.
people have. There's a huge mental health issue among our young people. There's a lot of peer pressure to do certain things, to be a certain way.
Mm.
There is a lot of social media,
Yeah.
online pressures that our young people are going through at the moment. And I feel like I personally would want, if they were my children, to be children for as long as possible, because you
Yeah.
have a long time
Yeah.
to be adults. You're
Mm.
soon going to be where you're going to have to find a job, you're going to raise a family,
Yeah.
you're going to be a father, pay your taxes, get a house. Being an adult is tough.
Mm.
And being a young person, till you're 18 at the very least,
Yeah.
be a young person, enjoy,
Yeah.
learn. You don't need the pressures that politics will bring. And politics can also be quite divisive.
Yeah.
And I would rather safeguard our young people
Mm.
from that aspect of it. Learn about it, but I think wait, and then
Yes.
and then I think 18. Once you hit 18, you're an adult. You're allowed to, you can drive, you can drink, you can.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel like it was also because we spoke to another councillor on the same council, funnily enough. But his view, he's obviously in administration, but he said as well, sixth forms are going to come now an area like a political football field now for all candidates because they'll see all going to be going in sixth forms and stuff. Sixth forms will be mainly hit also from this vote 16. And what's your opinions on like people studying like in general and obviously then having to go to the ballot?
No, absolutely. Because you see, you have to focus on your exams.
Mm.
And to kind of think about politics and what that means to you. Who is that person I'm going to be supporting? Who is that
Mm.
party? Do I want to be that? Do you want to be thinking of that when you have to be focusing on your education?
Yeah.
Because you obviously want to better your life, and I firmly believe in providing young people with more opportunities to grow and learn, and do so much more for
Mm.
yourselves using that time. No? So even if you go into college, you can take a year off, go traveling. You want to
Yeah.
have the freedom to be able to do that. Why do you want to add that additional pressure on
Yeah.
yourself by, pushing young people to take this on and start thinking about who they should support? And
Mm.
there have been family events, dinner tables that are struggling to have
Mm.
normal conversation, among themselves when the minute politics
Mm.
becomes
100%.
the topic. So
Yeah.
that can split even families. So I'd rather that pressure not be on you right
Mm.
now, and you
Yeah.
decide.
It's a very mixed view because obviously we've spoken to me and Chris have gone out and spoken to many young people at events and etc. And a lot of them actually go, it's a very split decision. A lot of young people themselves actually go, we don't want it. And then a lot of young people obviously say that they do want it. So it's a very mixed opinion. And I think it's very weird because before everyone was going, yeah, give us the vote. And then now a lot of young people are going, actually. Is this the right thing? And I think a lot of it goes down to obviously education because obviously now everyone's starting to campaign for education in the government and in schools. Obviously going on back of that, what is your opinion on the education part of this? Do you think it is needed or?
No, absolutely. Like I said, the the earlier you learn about politics,
Mm,
the better. Because then you have a
yeah.
nice, a length of time where you can absorb a little bit of it from the very beginning and learn as much as you want. You have then got your time in the university if you want to further
Mm,
learn about it. You also have the youth council. I mean, Milton Keynes, we have a fantastic
yes.
youth council.
Yes.
Get involved. I did go and speak to some young people at a school recently with Worktree about my experience, and most of them are not even sure what a counselor did.
Yeah.
And these were sixth formers as well.
Mm,
So and it was for them when I tried to explain what I was doing. It was the most boring thing in the world. Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm the one who helps you fix your potholes or get your street lamp
Yeah.
fixed.
Yeah, it's a lot for a young person to put in their mind. I don't know if you feel the same.
Sorry.
There's a lot to put something on someone's mind,
Absolutely.
especially when
I
they've
think
got so much.
I think it's too much pressure. I mean, I know the level of mental health issues that our young people have at the moment, and I feel like we need to focus on supporting them
Mm,
properly so that they don't have that,
yes.
that they can survive that part of their life. I feel like there's so much pressure. I just think that politics is
Mm,
not for them at this moment. I mean, just only last week, one of my young people, I found her struggling with her
mm,
mental health because school's out for the summer, um, and she kind of had an episode. She's perfectly. She's never had
mm,
anything before, but obviously the pressure of the school's getting to her,
mm,
and now she's getting help. But
mm.
it's just too much. Why do you
Yeah,
want to put yourself through that? I mean,
yeah,
talk about it, advocate for it, learn about it,
yeah,
promote it. Young people must get involved, but there are ways to get involved. You can get
mm,
involved through like I said, the youth council. Get involved with us. You can come and,
yes,
we do community litter picks, get involved in events, volunteer at events. Lots of ways for you to take part and give back to your community. Because at the end of the day, you want your community to do well.
yes. And then on the like final point, I would say is what, in your opinion, could administrations do to get more young people involved?
Exactly that, come in and, have a chat to us, understand what we do, how can we help, come to you, full council meetings, you can see what goes on there, come to the committee meetings, and you can see how people make decisions, because that's where policies are scrutinized and discussed, and everyone from different parties and political perceptions share their thoughts.
Yes.
So come and see that, and you learn so much from it. It's open. You can come join. If you have questions, you can ask. And again, with local events, council runs so many events. You can volunteer. You can volunteer with the community.
Mm,
And Milton Keynes, we have so many
yeah,
events, and we have fantastic that we got lots of charities that go out there and do so many things with Willen and If and India Day and
yeah,
Pride and this and that. So
yeah,
You can,
There's
there's
definitely a lot to do.
so many ways of getting involved because the bottom line is we all want to do something to make
Mm.
the community better, to make our residents feel that much better.
Yeah.
And you can do that by volunteering as well.
Yes, and then for a little tradition on our podcast, we ask every guest to leave a message to any young person thinking of getting involved. What would your message be to any young person?
Getting involved in politics.
Yes.
Um, I would suggest, like I said, get involved for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, look after yourself
Mm.
because your well-being should be your top priority.
Yeah.
So look after yourself, get involved. But at the end of the day, you must put yourself first and do what works for you.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for coming along and sharing your story. It's been perfect to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.